On May 26, 2014, Narendra Modi took oath as Prime Minister of India, marking a historic moment as the Bharatiya Janata Party secured an absolute majority with 282 seats, a feat achieved after 30 years. This election saw the Congress party led by Manmohan Singh for a decade suffer its worst defeat, dropping to just 44 seats. During his first term, Prime Minister Modi introduced ambitious initiatives such as GST, Make in India and Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, focusing on modernizing the economy, enhancing national security and boosting international diplomacy. In 2019, Modi was re-elected, becoming the first BJP leader to serve consecutive full terms, a distinction previously held only by Congress leaders Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi. While Atal Bihari Vajpayee also served 2 consecutive terms, his first term lasted only 19 months. Prime Minister Modi's leadership continues to shape India's trajectory on the global stage. On May 26, 1999, during the Kargil War, the Indian Air Force launched Operation Safed Sagar. The Kargil War had begun on May 3, 1999, with the objective of freeing Tiger Hill from terrorists supported by Pakistani troops. As part of this operation, Indian Air Force soldiers fired heavy shells on Pakistani positions, causing significant casualties. Remarkably, the pilots and engineers involved had only 1 week of training prior to the mission. This operation was notable for India, using air power for the first time at an altitude of 32,000 feet. By July 26, 1999, the Indian Army had reclaimed all its territories, marking the official end of the Kargil War. On May 26, 1912, freedom fighter Chhagan Raj Chopasni was born in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. He became one of the renowned revolutionaries of Rajasthan, actively participating in Gandhi's initiative. On January 26, 1932, he boldly hosted the tricolour for the first time in Jodhpur's Juni Paddy market, an act that led to severe punishment by the British police. Despite being beaten and imprisoned, Chopasni remained steadfast in his pursuit of independence from British rule.
शिक्षा देश का गौरव है और RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी शिक्षा का उद्यम है। RKDF में सवारे अपना भविष्य। PhD, MPhil करे अपने पसंदीदा विषय में। सर्टिफिकेट डिप्लोमा के 74 कोर्सेज। RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी। RKDF में सवारे अपना भविष्य। PhD, MPhil करे अपने पसंदीदा विषय में। सर्टिफिकेट डिप्लोमा के 74 कोर्सेज केवल RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी में। RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी। RKDF में सवारे अपना भविष्य। सर्टिफिकेट डिप्लोमा के 74 कोर्सेज केवल RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी में। RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी। RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी में एडमिशंस ओपन। RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी भविष्य को लेकर परेशान है? RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी है इसका हल। PhD, MPhil किसी भी विषय में। डिप्लोमा के अनेक अवसर है RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी में। एडमिशंस ओपन। RKDF यूनिवर्सिटी। Education glorifies nation.
On May 26, 1928, India won its first Olympic gold medal in Amsterdam, Netherlands. The Indian men's hockey team secured a 3-0 victory against the Netherlands in the final match, with Dhyan Chand, known as the magician of hockey, scoring all 3 goals. Dhyan Chand shone throughout the tournament, scoring 14 goals in 5 matches and becoming a favourite among the fans in Amsterdam. Goalkeeper Richard Allen also played a crucial role as the Indian team did not concede any goals in the 5 matches, thanks to his exceptional performance. On May 26, 1999, ISRO made history by simultaneously launching 3 satellites, one each from India, Korea and Germany. The PSLV rocket lifted off at 11:52 a.m. from Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, with Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee present at the launch. This event marked the first time ISRO launched a foreign satellite under a commercial agreement, a significant milestone for India. In 2017, ISRO set another record by launching 104 satellites simultaneously, further showcasing its capabilities. On May 26, 1950, Britain abolished the petrol purchase limit that had been in place since the start of World War II in 1939, where people used ration cards to buy petrol. The continuation of this rationing after the war faced opposition and was eventually discontinued. The decision raised concerns from Britain's Petrol and Energy Minister, who warned that ending rationing could result in over 2,000 employees losing their jobs.